Okay, so trials and tribulations over here at Diversified Diecast. For those of you who don't know, I have a ton of kids, right? Four to be exact. One's grown; she does her own thing. My daughter. Uh, this strapping young lad over here to my left, Tyler. He's my oldest son. He's special. Okay, he's 16. Colt, which I'm sure y'all have caught peeks of him. He's 11. He's my younger son, and my youngest Colby, my youngest daughter. Um, they're all glimpses in your own eyes, but you know, you don't really ask much, and they think it's just like the end of the world whenever you ask them to spend 15 minutes with you just to do you a solid. But nonetheless, he's really good to me. He does a lot for his family. I couldn't ask for a better son. Just I'm giving y'all I'm giving him a little grief on camera here, but sometimes you just got to kind of remind them that this comes at a cost. And his role on Diversified Diecast is to basically do whatever I tell him to. Okay. So anyway, back to filming. Not that that'll be a blooper outtake or what have you, but welcome back. We're gonna film the last one tonight, and I thought he might want to see one of these. He's a big BMW nut, and what I really am excited about doing these majorettes is I have a few of them already. I have the teal and white Bel Air 55 Chevrolet. I have the Shelby 67 Mustang GT350. And I have the third gen, whatever that Camaro is, the metallic blue one. And I think I didn't get the red one because I already had the blue one. When I saw these, I was like, oh man, I was stoked these things come out because I didn't see them online. I saw them in store. I had no clue they were coming out. And I was like, oh, these are really neat. What a step up for Majorette, right? They're an old company. They used to be out of France. Now they're manufactured in Germany. These are actually made somewhere else, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. They may still be made in Germany. Well, these are actually manufactured in Thailand. But now Majorette's a German-based company, if you will. Uh, but what I wanted to show these is they do have really nice detail, and we'll see that here in a minute. But what I was absolutely disappointed in was the roll quality. It's almost like they're meant to be a display or a fixed model, which is fine. But to come from a company of Majorette, one reason why I bought Majorette and Jada and all those is because you can get a $3 to $6 model that rolls great, has sprung suspension, if you will, in the chassis, and they have rubber tires, right? So when I saw these things, I was like, oh man, these things are going to be on next level. They're going to be better than Matchbox collectors, a little better than premium, Hot Wheels premium, if you will. They kind of have that Tomica flair, maybe even something like a Tarmac or NO64. And there's a chance that it just may have been the ones that I opened, but we're going to find out here in a minute. When I start opening these things up, if they're all the case like the other ones, I'm probably not going to have any different news than I did when I opened up the other ones. These are probably going to be the same way. But again, I wanted y'all to be able to see that. And maybe that's just the route they took, and that's fine. That's why they come with little bases, to where and to be fair, the card art on these things is really nice. It is nice packaging. I do like the fact that it does stand up. It doesn't really sit up like straight like it should, but they do have it to where you can do it like that or like that, so you can see down inside there. But the cardstock's really thick. The card art is really nice. It's nice and it's not overdone. It's not too loud. It's just subtle enough. Has a nice glossless finish, if you will. Matte background, the cars in gloss, which is this is all it's all marketing. You got to give it to this team, over at Majorette that does all this. And maybe this isn't their final call on these. Maybe they're putting these out to see what kind of feedback they can get from their fellow collectors out there worldwide, and maybe continue to do this because that's what some people prefer in their market, or they may go, we really, we we should have reevaluated. But nonetheless, I wanted to provide obviously some feedback and my personal opinions of what these are. They are really nice models. They are very well detailed. They're nicely done, but that's just I was going to go buy all these things because they were all so nice and they're all models that I love, model variants, really good selections, for this collection line. I'm not sure if they call them mixes or runs or sets or whatever. But I'm being more selective, especially after opening up these three. If they're going to be more of a fixed model, I'm only going to buy the ones that I'm basically buying to just sit on the shelf. So, nonetheless, I'm not going really in particular order. But this is definitely a car I wanted to get. I didn't even know this one was out until I saw the release on a Facebook page or something. But this is a really really nice BMW. Uh, you know me, I love Porsche. I don't know much about the 550 Spider, a 356A Outlaw. I mean, come on, who doesn't know those cars? And the what's the other one that's like that? It's almost like a speed racer, which is kind of like this car, but it's a different model they made. But we'll check them out. We'll put some good eyes on them, get some up close shots. I want to check them out, real thorough. This one may be a little longer than some of you guys like, but I want to provide the right feedback because you're going to see these hanging up on the shelves at Target for sure, which is where I found all of these. Um, I don't know if they'll be carried anywhere else, in other stores throughout the country in the U.S., but that's where we found them down here in Tejas. And bonus car for tonight. Don't sleep on these. I'm not a huge Maisto fan for a number of reasons, but I do have two or three of these. A buddy of mine turned me on to these because he does a lot of HEB Plus lookarounds. And the nice thing about HEB Plus is they have a little bit of everything there. They have Green Light, Giant Lightning, Hot Wheels Premiums. I mean, their diecast style is better than Target and Walmart as far as I'm concerned. And he actually picked up a newer model Ferrari for me. And I think he gave me another one. And when I opened it up, I was really surprised at the quality. It's not like stellar, but I liked them enough to where if I did see one that I liked, I would buy them for my collection. They do come with a collector's box, which I like. I wrap them up in bubble wrap, just like my Matchbox collectors, just to protect the car. And I actually had two or three of these in my hand because I found this at Huntsville on the way back from my cousin's. And I had a Lambo in my hand. I had this one. I had another one. I was like, you know what? To be fair, nothing against Maisto. They're just not really my thing. I've bought a few of them over the years, and I've ended up, trading them off or what have you. But this one being a Porsche, I grabbed it for sure, and especially a 911 GT2 or 3 or whatever. So this will be a bonus car for tonight. But enough yapping from this guy. Let me dig into this one here. Again, these are all from, I'm assuming, 2025. And what's in this set is these cars. I don't know if you can make them up on the top right, but in the previous set, I do have the yellow variant of that C6R Corvette, the blue variant of this 85 Chevy Camaro, and the Mustang, and the Bel Air. I'm missing two. I think it's a Porsche and it's some other kind of supercar. Obviously, those are the ones everybody wants to steal off the shelves and get a hold of. And if I remember right, I think the way I open these, since I don't keep anything like this, you just take them down here and kind of bust them open. I know some of you are just cringing right now, right? But these things are such a pain. Yeah. Bust that off of there. Put that thing where it belongs. Right in the trash. Right in the trash. Huh, Tyler? Right in the trash. Okay. This thing is super tiny. Obviously, compared to the rest of them, it looks really small. But now that it's out of the package and it's right here in front of me, it's a little guy. They have a little Phillips screw, like a number 1 down here on the bottom. Number 2 little model screwdriver works on it. I don't think I kept these bases. I may have. I really can't remember. I probably will just put them in a bag just to hang on to them. But I mean, look at this guy. Look how compared to the mic. Tiny. Let's see. Okay. This one actually rolls. Doesn't roll that great, but it does roll free. So it may just be this casting. It may have been the first run that I got in those other ones. They may have been put together poorly or something. Man, this thing is it's like a micro machine. It is tiny. I don't have my ruler handy, but if I had to guess, this thing's only probably 1.75 inches long. Okay, let's do this. Honda S2000, right? What does that tell you? Really detailed, though. I mean, this thing is, the paint is superb. They actually have the 3-spoke on the steering wheel. The rear motor louvers are actually inserts. Painted taillights. Look at the little tailpipe. I mean, look at that. Very nice. See, this is why I do this. This is why I open them up. This is why I check them out. This is a really nice model. Doesn't roll perfect, but we'll take it for now. Let me set these up over here. Sorry, I'm sure just making all kinds of racket on the mic. But okay, not bad. I can't complain about that. This guy, anybody who was born from 1975 to 1995 is a fan of this car. We know it is the Acura NSX here in the States. The ADM version, obviously, is the Honda variant. And one difference you can spot them right off the bat from what I do know is the Honda has that shark fin air intake, kind of like a Volkswagen. All right. This thing is like a little piece of jewelry. I'll tell you one thing it did get right. The paint finish on these cars, it's better than anything you can buy on a hook. It's literally up there with Pop Race and NO64 and things of that line. It's really good. All right. Drum roll, please, on the roll quality for the NSX. Okay. So this actually reminds me a lot of that Tomica Ferrari F50 that I opened up. Not perfect. A little bit better than that Porsche. See, it kind of, I don't know. It definitely rolls better than the other ones I have. But it's basically one that you can't free roll real fast. Now, granted, the scale of this thing and how tight they have these tires tucked in here, that's why it kind of drags, because once you just kind of push it and nurse it along, it seems like they just shake just enough to grab it. It does have spring suspension. I'll show you all up close on the bottom of the chassis. What's also cool about these is they have Phillips screws to remove the body lid from the chassis. Man, this thing is nice. The mirrors are casted. That is a nice feature for someone like me. A lot of I know the Pop Race and the NOs and the Tarmacs and a few of them that I do have, I understand why they do it. They put the butyl rubber, vinyl rubber mirrors so they don't get broke, but they are very delicate with size 13 ring hands. They're just not not made to be handled, if I'm being quite honest. Okay, this is starting to really see. It's kind of hit or miss, but it's almost like the other ones I had don't roll at all. Like it's like non-existent. So, but the quality of this car, the fit and finish, and the paint. I mean, this gloss black paint. It looks like it's just got dunked in a can of Rust-Oleum gloss black. It's gorgeous. So very nice. Okay, BMW. That's 95 Honda NSX-RGT. This is a 75 BMW 3-liter CSL. I can't remember if you pull the front off. I'm sure there's a better way to open these things, but this is just what worked for me. You have to kind of peel the paper open. It kind of helps pull that outer blister off. Can I help you? I'm just teasing. Thanks for sticking around. We're razzing each other on channel tonight, man. He was gone at his mom's. I didn't see him for a couple of days, so got to catch up on the fatherly grief, if you will. No, just wait. Okay. No moving parts. Forgot to mention that, by the way. See, this is... And I think what may be happening here is they intend for them to roll, but I think they get everything so compacted in there, they just don't allow enough clearance for these tires. It's almost like they should scale down the tire just a little bit, maybe. But I tell you, man, the detail on these things. I mean, I think these are $5.99, maybe $6.99. They're not super expensive. For a sitting model like that, especially like in a garage, can't beat it. I mean, that Honda is going up there with the JDM Legends, period. That'll be a rotating car within the next couple of days. Okay, Porsche rolls pretty good. Honda rolls 7 out of 10. This is more like a 5. I'm not sure what's going on here. And they may get better over time. I don't know. Maybe I can... You know what? Let's just loosen up this body. Maybe see if that helps. Nothing. Right. Well, what I do want to do, like I said, I'll get a little Buford Jr. over here to pause the camera for me, get it up close, and show y'all the finer details, if you will. And these things are probably going to look really good on the turntable when we get there. Oh, wait, I forgot. We got to open up Porsche. So again, Maisto, Speed Icons, Porsche 911 GT2. And this is... Oh, 2025. And on these, I can't remember how down to them too. Yeah, so same thing. You kind of pinch the bottom. Be careful though, so you don't tear up your box. If you pull the back blister off, that's what I found works. Pull your box out so you don't tear it up anymore. And then the car just comes out. It does have a clamshell, like for it to be on display, but it does not fit in this box from what I remember. Oh wait, you know what? I think it does. Let's look before I forget to tell you. Never know. So if I was going to put it in here, maybe that's why I liked them. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. Negatory. Okay, nonetheless, it does protect the car like this in a clamshell. This one's got really nice weight to it. Double die cast. I think the other two that I have are the same way. And I remember this thing having really nice roll quality. So, opening doors on this one. And they're kind of spring loaded. Nice detail, for sure. Oh, that tire almost coming off the rim over here. See? That's from being smashed in that clamshell, man. And now the tire is going to be nice and not around. All right, we got that fixed. Let's see what it does. Okay. It's pretty similar to like a Majorette or a Matchbox Collector's. A little bit different because it's a little heavier, being double die cast. Those aren't. They're die cast body, plastic base. But still a really nice model. Definitely better than like a Majorette 5-pack car. Maybe this reminds me of something else. It almost reminds me of like a Tarmac, maybe. Not a pop race, and not a... What's the other one I have? The Tarmac Globals are a little nicer, but this is probably closer to a standard Tarmac. But again, I think those are $4.99. I'll buy these things all day long if they're this quality. Moving parts, good paint finish. It actually has some replicated carbon fiber on the wing, on the roof, and the hood. We'll get better shots of that here in a minute. So I'll get tired to pause it. We'll get some up close shots real quick, and we'll turntable them. We'll call it a night. Stand by. Okay. Again, this was definitely a real surprise. This little Porsche 550 is a little gem, man. Like the little treads on the tire. That's cool. Lensed headlights. It's got this grooved grill valance up here. This is all in German. It's cool, man. Like I said, this thing is super tiny. I mean, it's look, this car's so small. Oh man, but a great fit for my Porsche collection, no doubt. 95 Honda NSX-R GT. Look at this paint. I mean, I'm sure it's showing a little bit of flaw here and there, being in high definition. But this is a very, very, very nice model. I'm not taking anything away from it, especially for the money. This is why. I mean, look at this. Besides the border color here on the bottom. Look at that. Oh, got a little booger back there on the man. See? But hey, nonetheless, very nice detail. It is accurate, accurate, accurate. Again, lens headlights. Such a beautiful car. This thing would look really, really nice in the white color variant. There's that sprung suspension I was telling you all about, just like all the rest of their models. And it's slightly got some give, you know. First Germany. That's what I was talking about. I do like this. I almost want to pull one of these apart. We're going to do that. All right. Let's just get into that right now. 75 BMW 3-liter CSL. Love the detail on this car. It's not perfect, but it's pretty nice. Again, for a store-bought vehicle model in the price range it's in, it's really good. Let's just see what we got. Let's just see what we're working with. Let's see what all this fuss is about. I may regret this decision because the sprung steel inside here, it may go flying everywhere for all we know. Oh, cool! Look at that. All right. You know what's neat about this is if you ever want to do a custom touch to it, or you wanted to faux patina it, or bash it for the junkyard or whatever, it's really cool that you can do this without having to drill rivets out. Comes out really easy. That's cool too, because a lot of guys like to do tampos on their interiors, do custom touches on the seats. Okay, so I'm going to give it to them. That was a nice feature that I'm not really into at the moment because I don't do customs. I have mainly one guy I know do them because he's just good. I'm not quite there yet. Not saying I won't ever be, but that was a nice treat. Now I know why these things are kind of having a big flare. So you know what? The roll quality, it's a big deal for me, but I will say this, I can make that sacrifice, and this is me talking now. I may change my mind later on. But the fact that these cars are so nice, they are different, and they're doing kind of a limited run from what I've gathered. And this availability to do a full custom option later on is a really nice feature that they didn't have to do. So hats off to Majorette. Very nice job. I'm gonna get them all now. Just full disclosure. Kind of like the cartoon cars. Okay, here's the Maisto. And again, for a Maisto, these speed icons, I'm assuming like they're more premium stuff because their other cars aren't this nice. But the paint finish on these is really good. Moving parts. Interior is not perfect, but there's that carbon fiber I was telling you all about. Double die cast. All their other stuff isn't like that. Lensed headlights. It's good finish. Not bad overall quality. Again, this one had a smashed tire inside that blister, and it's still not wanting to sit right, as you can see there. But we'll play with that over time, and it'll get a little better, right? It'll go up on the shelf, and I'll get it out every now and again, and I'll mess with it. I might swap a tire to this side, kind of do a rotate, if you will. But okay, a pretty nice surprise for tonight. So let me do y'all a service and put these things up on the turntable, get them on black, kind of dim the lighting down a little bit, and we'll see what they look like. So give us just a second, and we'll get that situated. Okay, 1955 Porsche 550 Spider. I'm going to kind of give you all the takeaways on these, since if I did review these before, I don't remember elaborating on too much. This car actually did roll pretty well. It is super detailed for as small as it is, and it was a real nice treat. I'd say I'd give this one probably a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. It's a real nice model. And I have to do a little research on this car itself because I don't know much about it. I'm sure it's got some nice, prestigious, glorious, race history and what have you. And I should know, but I don't. I can't contain everything, everybody. So just bear with me. I'll give you all a follow up on this rendition of Porsche. Okay, 95 Honda NSX R GT. What I did like about this one was the overall paint finish is really good. The detail on the rear it's beyond nice. I like the fact that they do have, and it's not really a casted mirror, but it's a plastic mirror that's either got a slot in the body where they have a peg hold on them, or they're really nicely glued and fixed. Not the vinyl rubber that some of the nicer models from other manufacturers have. No complaints, man. Roll quality it's okay. It's not the best. The Porsche is a little bit better. But other than that, this is probably 8 out of 10 from Majorette collection. Okay, 75 BMW 3-liter CSL. This car looked really good in the package, and it still looks just as good outside the package. And all the M livery on the side, if you will, it all looks really good. It's spot on. This car has nice details. Roll quality it's like a 4. I'm just not even going to give it anything to help that credit. But again, kind of a recap on these things, what I do like is if you ever want to customize these things and you want to do a real nice job and get elaborate on it, you do not have to destroy them all to do it. M2 does this as well, but Majorette did a better job, in my opinion, of fitting those chassis to these cars with those Phillips screws and making it really easy to get out, and the fit and finish is really nice. So I probably won't buy every single one because it looks like some of them are carryovers in different color variants. But if I don't have the car currently and it's one I like, I will definitely buy it because I think these things are going to be a really great value a couple of years from now when I get bored and I want to customize these things. That's a really nice option that I didn't know. I didn't notice on the last time I bought them and opened them up. So there you have it. Bonus car coming up. All right, I kind of touched on these Maisto speed icons before. These are probably going to be where I'll get selective because I just can't keep everything. It'll probably be when I see the Porsches or Ferraris or I'm not sure what else they have, but definitely the Porsches. Kind of the same thing I do with the Jados. I don't buy the whole set anymore in the pink slips, but all the Porsches, of course, I grab. But again, I think a real nice value. I do like the fact they give you the double die cast on these and the Speed Icon line. I like the collector's box they come with. And overall, for the money, you can't beat these things. $5 to $7. It's a great model. Okay, I'm glad you guys got to see a little bit of different varied content over the past 4 or 5 I filmed today. I'll be able to upload them every night or every other night to kind of stay on track and not have to carve out film time, if you will. Got all my weekend chores taken care of and got everything cleaned up from our little getaway to the deer leash yesterday. We had a good time and got to relax and enjoy the outdoors and just chill, disconnect from the world and just be outside. But I made a little time today after I got everything cleaned up and had to take care of some things around here to help mama and all the kids, and took the time to get all this done so you guys have some content to watch for the next couple of days. So there's some real heaters coming up. This is just a little teaser, nothing too spectacular, but I got plenty more to open up because I talked about the list is just too long. So you guys stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support. Very blessed, very grateful. And we'll see you guys next time. God bless.